In 2011, June 22nd, so exactly 6 years ago, Barack Obama said that we were going to withdraw 33,000 troops by next summer. And then he had this overall withdrawal plan over as many years as necessary. So he didn't actually say the exact, day that all the troops would get out of Afghanistan. He said that first, by the end of 2011, there would be 10,000, and then by the summer, the other 20,000 or so of 2012, they would be gone. And that's exactly what he did. And so this is, I'm impressed. He had said that this is going to be the turning point of war. The turning point of war in general, something like that. And so we had like 50 or 60,000 troops in Afghanistan. We had like 50 or 60,000 troops in Afghanistan. And then when Obama started withdrawing, slowly but surely, NATO maintained 13,000 troops there. And then, including 9,800 Americans in an advisory and counterterrorism capacity. Okay. So, ultimately, it says here in the Wikipedia article, withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan by December 2016, the Obama withdrawal was complete, which left behind 8,400 American troops. So that was his withdrawal. Withdrawal was not withdrawal, mostly withdrawal. So the 50,000 troops are gone, and we only have 8,400 troops there now. Now, we have Trump. Trump is our president now. So all these wars are going to carry on. Already, Trump has escalated Afghanistan. He's already sent 4,000 more troops to Afghanistan. This New York Times article is giving him the benefit of the doubt, saying he's just buying more time until they figure out what the fuck is going on. But if you don't have a strategy, if you don't know what the fuck is going on, why would you escalate it? Why would you push? And I remember when there was an escalation during the Vietnam War, Americans lost their fucking minds. So there's a couple interesting things that Trump is doing differently. Instead of scaling back the amount of, commitment that we're in. Steve Bannon, I've heard he's like, like the fucking devil incarnate, but he's actually an anti-interventionist. So what happened with Afghanistan, there's 4,000 more troops 4,000 more troops are going to Afghanistan on top of the 8,400. So that means now we're going to have 13,000 more troops. And this is a victory for the War Department, for James Mattis. James Mattis and the War Department, somebody else, McMaster, this Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster, the National Security Advisor. And they're saying that this is a victory for them, because what Trump has essentially said is he's going to give the commanders the capacity to do as the fuck as they please. So he's releasing fascism all across the world. And the reason why this is significant, for one, he has no withdrawal date, right? He criticized Obama. Well, you can't tell them when you're going to get out. That's really bad when it comes to war. Yeah, I guess so. But Afghanistan, I'm not against the Afghani people. And there's the Taliban is there. It was Al-Qaeda. Bin Laden was in Pakistan. He was in a whole nother fucking country. So what the fuck were we doing in Afghanistan if he was in Pakistan? 15 of the 9/11 hijackers came from Saudi Arabia, and including high-ranking officials paid for those, 9/11 terrorists. So if the authorization to use force, the 2001 authorization to use force, is in effect, then we should have been in Pakistan. We've already got Bin Laden. Then where else is Al-Qaeda? Oh, Saudi Arabia. One was, I think, United Arab Emirates. One was from Lebanon. And then one was from Egypt. So we should have been in Lebanon. We should have been in Egypt. We should have been in the United Arab Emirates. We should have been in Saudi Arabia. Nowhere in, not Yemen, not Somalia, not, Yemen, not Afghanistan or Pakistan. All the countries that we're in now. None of those, not at Iraq, and not Libya. So the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Lebanon, and Saudi Arabia. Those are the 4 fucking countries. We went after none of the countries actually where they came from. God damn it. They totally use this crisis to do what the fuck they want to do. A new world order, the global hegemony, right? Okay, so other things that Trump has undone or has changed is that he's the commander-in-chief. And this is according to Carl Eikenberry, retired lieutenant general. Now, he says a commander-in-chief keeps control of limited wars by defining the missions, selecting the commanders, and setting troop levels. Now, apparently Trump is delegating these things, setting troop levels, selecting commanders, defining missions. The civilian control over the military is integral, because if the military gets stronger than the civilians, then we'll have a military dictatorship. We'll be looking like Egypt, which Trump has already embraced Egypt as a brother. But that fucking military dictatorship overthrew the democratically elected Morsi. And this is, I don't see how do you forget about that? If you're the fucking, a citizen of Egypt, well, we elected this guy. God, we elected our first president. Where'd he go? Forget about, he's not, oh, this sissy. Okay. What about the guy we voted? Oh, we're not talking about that. We're just get back to slaving. Okay, I'm sorry. How do you forget about that? I don't think you can. So, he's eroding the tradition of civilian control of the military. He seems to be abdicating the president's duty to announce and defend troop deployments. This happened a month ago. Okay, we escalated the Afghanistan war a month ago, and then apparently the Pentagon put out a piece of paper or something yesterday, so now the New York Times is writing about it. But it's kind of like, he doesn't address the nation. He doesn't say why we're doing this. Nothing, no explanation whatsoever. And then it looks like there is no mission, so Trump isn't defining the mission in Afghanistan. He's not picking the commanders or setting the troop levels. That's Mattis and McMaster. These are his advisors. So Trump has almost divorced himself completely from Afghanistan. But this is everything that he said on Twitter was very critical of Afghanistan. Let's get out of it. Why are we building fucking hospitals and schools for a country that doesn't want us? It's not in our nation's interest to be in Afghanistan. Let's get out. So all of his tweets before he became president, but he says the exact opposite now that he is president, but they were against the Afghanistan war. And so the troop levels, the commanders, the missions, he's not doing any of this shit, and he's not for a withdrawal, right? He criticized Obama not being a good military man, so he might get in there, get the commander-in-chief hat on, and just be like, okay, well, since I'm such a smart commander, now I know what to do. So he criticized these other wars under Obama and under Bush. But now that he's in there, he's going to have the fucking solution. And I think the American people have about a year. They'll give him a year, let him, declare war and do as the fuck as he wants. But you guys are going to hear me eventually. You don't hear me now. But I just see where this is headed. He's in, 30 shadow wars in Africa. We're going to hear more, stabilized governments in Africa, more crazy behavior, more coups d'etats, and more tragedies, more American troops dying, and more bombs and explosions and airstrikes. And that's how we're finding about this information now. Where are we, where are we bombing? Where are we invading now? Well, we got boots on the ground in Somalia. There is no declaration of war for Somalia or for Syria, but we got boots on the ground in Somalia. And how do we know that? Well, because we found that Navy SEAL. We found a dead Navy SEAL, and then the people started talking about it, started writing about it, and that's how they knew. So we're finding dead bodies. We're basically catching up from Trump's not telling anybody what the fuck is going on. That's another thing. He's given the power to the Pentagon, whereas before Obama had the JJOC, the joint something, I don't know. But he designated like the drone strikes to those, but now the drone strikes are CIA, and then the Pentagon has all the control for the war, and Mattis and McMaster. So he thinks he's being smart by giving the generals, you know, the decision making, you know, he don't want to micromanage the war. But he is fucking himself. He's taking, you know, he's losing power, and he's going to have to wrest this power back, and he's not going to set the withdrawal. So basically, it's a big surprise. It's just going to be a big fucking surprise to the rest of us, even to Trump himself. Because if he's giving all the power to the generals, what happened when the generals are losing? It means he's going to have to fire the generals, right? He's going to have to fire generals, and then he's going to have to get involved, right? Put his hand inside the dough. Inside the clay and form it himself. So he will have to micromanage this stuff, but it almost seems like it's either A, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, so he's just, you know, going to the experts, or B, he doesn't like it, hopefully, right? And he's pulling out, letting them do whatever, getting 4,000 troops, Biden sometime, so he can come back and say, okay, here's the mission. But that's, why would I hope? Why would I hope that? That's against, you know, we have the military-industrial complex, the deep state. We're bombing Syria. We're in 33, you know, different shadow wars. We're killing Yemenis. What's happening in Yemen right now is the worst humanitarian, you know, disaster in the entire world right now. We're causing it. And I think we're actually allying and giving guns to Al-Qaeda. So Al-Qaeda, we're giving guns to Al-Qaeda and ISIS in Syria. We're giving weapons to Saudi Arabia, and we're doing airstrikes to defend Saudi Arabia's attack on the enemies of Al-Qaeda in Yemen. So this is things I've heard, but that's insane. That's fucking nuts. We're giving weapons to terrorists. The Al-Qaeda, the authorization to use military force was against Al-Qaeda. So if there's any evidence that links Americans giving weapons to Al-Qaeda, then that's a war crime. That goes against our own authorization to use military force. We're going after Al-Qaeda and their fucking friends. Oh, we gave Al-Qaeda weapons? Who? Who are Al-Qaeda's friends if we, the collective we, our government? And then, of course, St. Patrick's Day massacre, 300 innocents. Then the first Yemeni attack killed that 8-year-old girl plus 30 civilians. We're killing more civilians than we are you know, insurgents or whatever, our enemies. More civilians are being killed than the so-called enemies. And so we're being reckless, and we're fucking killing a lot of innocent people, a lot of innocent blood. So I see that this shit's just going to keep on happening. All 7 or 8 official countries that we're in, the secret wars in Africa, it can only get worse and worse and worse. I just don't see Trump being, you know, a very... I don't think he's competent. I think he's a very insecure person, and he'll, you know, shoot first, ask questions later, and he's just going to piss the world off even more. Unless the American people or Congress actually, you know, physically stops him. So he is reversing Obama's withdrawal. Obama had a withdrawal. He was drawing back, right, getting away from war. The tide of war was, you know, beginning to break. And ultimately it did seem like 8,400 stayed. So Obama found another reason to keep troops in Afghanistan. Obama was the drone striking president. Obama was in, you know, the 7 or 8 countries that Trump is already stuck in right now, plus the 900 military bases. So we were an empire. And we were officially an empire, I would say, after the Iraq War. Officially 1898, right? At the end of the Spanish-American War. That's when we officially became an empire. We got the colonies of the Philippines, Guam, Puerto Rico, and Cuba. Cuba was ours. So, yeah, Donald Trump is reversing his withdrawal policy. Is now escalating in Afghanistan, escalating. He's declared war in Somalia. Boots on the ground in Somalia. Boots on the ground. Without a declaration of war. No congressional declaration of war. He's the military commander-in-chief, so he controls the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, all the fucking military. The entire military-industrial complex. And he's delegating, so he doesn't want to control the whole thing. Okay, CIA, you get the drones, and the Pentagon, you take Afghanistan. Let's see, who wants Syria? Raise their hand, who wants... Yeah. So, if we don't put it into war, war is going to put it into us. So, I think it's about time we put it into war. We put it into war. We cut the purse strings. Bernie Sanders needs to stop fucking funding this shit. We get on board with Tulsi Gabbard's Stop Arming the Terrorist. We have let's have another debate. Let's have authorization. Let's actually declare war. Put a declaration of war fucking bill up. You want to declare war against all these fucking countries? A perpetual, endless war to the end of time for whatever the president defines as terrorist. Whoever the president defines as terrorist, we're going to have an endless fucking war to the end of time. That should be the declaration of war. If you're against that, which I don't see how the American people would be in favor of something like that. Maybe they could. Maybe, it's just the Iraq war, right? Everybody, even Donald Trump was criticizing the Iraq war, so the American people are sick and tired of fucking war. They're sick and tired of it. 16 years. This fucking war is going to go on forever unless we put a stop to it. And Congress puts a stop to it by cutting the purse strings. Or we do something unprecedented. We impeach the president for war crimes. So, yeah. He is now escalating Afghanistan. There's boots on the ground in Somalia. 30 shadow wars. We've killed 10,000 people in Yemen. CIA has all the power when it comes to drone strikes. The Pentagon seems to have all the power when it comes to war. So the war machine is basically doing as the fuck as they please. And I just don't see that turning out very good. It hasn't so far. I don't see what the benefits are. We just spent, what, $30 million for those nice green uniforms in Afghanistan? $28 million. To get the Afghan soldiers some cool fucking, American uniforms. But it's in the desert and we're giving them the green camouflage. We could see you. You can have the green camouflage. It might look cool, but we can clearly see you. That's not good camouflage. You need desert colored. But we have $28 million at the drop of a hat. $28 million. Here you go, Afghan soldiers. We can buy you all brand new fucking uniforms. Do we have $28 million for universal health care? $28 million to stop the homeless? $28 million to prosecute police who murder people? Do we have $28 million? There's a lot of shit. $28 million. Our country is that fucking rich. We could just drop $28 million to buy uniforms for the Afghan soldiers. I guess that's to help their morale. So what? He's going to do another 6 more months. I mean, he's already been in there. It's June. So, February, March, April, May, June. So, he's already been in there 5 months. So, we're going to just give him another 6 months. Give him to the end of this year. But then, when it comes to 2018, then to look at it, is that what the American people, you think, they'll give him a year? All right, Donald. We'll give you a year of unrestricted access to all the nukes and all the fucking weapons for a year. And we'll see how this goes. If we all don't get nuked, then it'll be okay. It's a lot of trust. That's a lot of trust in a person that is a con. That's a fucking liar. That is untrustworthy. You're going to trust this lying asshole. Did you trust in them steaks? How about Trump University? Did you trust that? Yeah. So... he's not the troop levels, the commanders. Who's picking the commanders? I would think that, he lets a commander run loose. He's allowed to go chase that commander and say, stop it, and fire that commander. But the mission, he isn't even doing the missions now, so whatever their commanders' missions are, and they're generals. They got a soldier mindset. So, instead of strategy, what if we just bum rush them and just start shooting everybody? Yeah, I guess if everybody's dead, that there's no potential for conflict. But this is what I'm afraid about Empire. So Leclerc, when he went into Haiti, when he started losing, he said, let's just exterminate the entire island and then just ship in other people. So when the Empire started losing, instead of admitting defeat and just saying, sorry, we shouldn't have been here in the first place, and just leaving, because if you're going down the wrong road, it's never too late to turn back around. But instead of just saying sorry and leaving, what if we start to feel like, well, what about all those, the soldiers? Every soldier that died in Vietnam died in vain. Every single soldier died in vain. And I think I would rather correct the mistake and rectify it than to carry on the same fucking mistake on and on and on. And then now we're going to, we're going to bomb the shit out of all of Yemen because we just happen to pick the fucking wrong side. So we're going to pull some French shit in Haiti and just exterminate everybody just because of our egos, because of our lost pride. So yeah, we're escalating the war in Afghanistan now. Trump has changed the policy from withdrawal to whatever the fuck Trump is doing. Alright.